Thank you for calling 211. This is Johnny. How can I help you?
3920. Prescription drug use can, within a flash, become something so uncontrollable. His behaviors started to change. I would say through the latter part of his college career, I think addiction ruled his life. You would never know on any given day where Michael was, what he was up to, professionally or personally. I knew he was flown, trauma-hawked to St. Mary's. And I was on my way. I don't remember computing much more, but it was a collision of the reality of my expectations and the horror of what was to be. And shortly thereafter, a team of surgeons and nurses were wheeling my son to the operating room, and they weren't approaching from a path or the entry into OR. They allowed time to take him by the waiting room. And I know because in their estimation, we may never have seen him again. And he was off to surgery for many, many hours. He may have gone in, my goodness, early afternoon, and he was not out until, oh goodness, almost midnight that evening. He was a mess. His lungs were punctured. His jaw was broken. His heart needed repair. The pain was extraordinary, and to this day he carries what we refer to as a phantom pain in his the right limb that is left from the amputation. But we knew that Michael was abusing these scheduled prescriptions and combining it before we knew with other drugs. Information would be conveyed to us from those he worked with or lived with that needles were found around him or in his backpacks. But Michael always had an answer for that. There hasn't been a moment that we as a family, I as a mother, have not tried to save his life. And we have been in every community or private hospital between Jupiter and Delray, to the extent that there isn't a emergency room doctor or nurse there who doesn't welcome us by name. Michael, what are you doing here? Sally, again? Michael's had moments where we have found him in his apartment where we hadn't heard from him for days, and he had an infection in his leg where he claimed he had fallen, but he was shooting he needed to get to in a recovery environment. And he was in that environment again and again and again throughout our county for too many years. It was that I picked up the phone again and called 211. They were my link to do something so simple even as to go online and, Sally, what were your needs? What were your geographic needs? You know, what were your personal needs? What were Michael's needs? What were his abilities? 211 was able to guide me to, it's the resources. They're so very important. But it's also someone who can, you know, take your hand and lead you through a process. You know, it's one step at a time in doing that, and many counselors on the other end of that phone were there. You know, I think the most valuable lesson that I learned, and I share every day, every waking moment with everyone that I speak to, whatever the crisis is that, you know, help or understanding is a phone call away. In a flash, there is, you know, there's a voice, a skill, yes, you know, the skill is there, the knowledge is there, the resources are there, but the voice, just the sound of someone with the compassion to say, you're okay, you know, you can, you know, we got this. So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for that, and I advocate for that every day. Thank you, 211, for every resource shared and every professional provided in helping me find my way.